The shocking mistakes everyone makes when eating sardines. Did you know that these tiny, affordable fish hold powerful secrets to a longer, healthier life? Secrets for a strong heart, a sharp mind, and even unbreakable bones. Sardines are truly remarkable. One of the safest and healthiest choices you can enjoy often, packed with protein, omega-3s, calcium, and vital vitamins. But here's a startling truth, especially for those of us wanting to stay vigorous and alert. Most people, without even realizing it, are making a few significant errors that completely strip away these incredible health benefits, spoil the taste, and could even subtly undermine their well-being. Imagine unknowingly throwing away the very nutrition you're trying to gain, or turning a powerhouse meal into something less effective. Are you confidently selecting the very best sardines from the store shelf? Are you storing those precious leftovers in a way that truly preserves their goodness? And here's a crucial question. Are you accidentally discarding the single most nutritious part of the entire fish? It's astonishing how often these small, overlooked missteps can prevent these humble sardines from truly working their magic for your body. Many fantastic benefits, from youthful brain function to strong bones, can be lost before the sardines even reach your plate. In this important video, we'll uncover the most common pitfalls people make with sardines. Some of these may seem small, but once you understand why they matter so much, you'll realize just how crucial these simple adjustments can be for your health. One of the most surprising and common errors many of us make is painstakingly removing the tiny bones from our sardines. At first, this might seem like a sensible thing to do. After all, with larger fish, bones can be sharp, an inconvenience, and even dangerous. However, sardines are entirely different. Their delicate bones are not only completely edible, but also incredibly soft and perfectly safe to chew. The unique canning process uses pressure to cook these bones until they become so tender that most people barely even notice them when eating. Yet, here lies the extraordinary secret. These tiny, overlooked bones are an absolute nutritional treasure trove, particularly for aging bodies. They stand out as one of the best natural sources of calcium you'll ever find in any seafood. Just a single serving of sardines, eaten with these remarkable bones, provides more than a third of your entire daily calcium requirement. This is absolutely essential for keeping your bones robust and strong, your teeth healthy, and your muscles functioning correctly as you age. What's more, these bones also contain vitamin D, which plays a vital role in helping your body effectively absorb that calcium. Together, calcium and vitamin D form an unbeatable team for safeguarding your bone health, which becomes increasingly important for preventing conditions like osteoporosis in our later years. When you take the time to remove these bones, you're not just creating extra work for yourself, you're actively discarding vital nutrients your body desperately needs, without even a noticeable improvement in taste as they blend right into the fish. You'll find that many regular sardine eaters can't even tell where the fish meat ends and the bones begin. While some companies do offer deboned sardines, these typically come at a higher cost and often appear broken or damaged due to the deboning process itself. This means you're essentially paying more for less nutrition and a less appealing product. The solution couldn't be simpler. Keep the bones. They are safe, extraordinarily nutritious, and practically disappear when you eat them, serving as a powerful hidden bonus that makes sardines one of the most nutrient-dense and beneficial foods you can possibly buy. Another significant mistake often occurs right in the grocery aisle, choosing sardines packed in water over those packed in quality oil. Initially, opting for water-packed might seem like the smarter, healthier choice, suggesting fewer calories and a lighter taste, right? However, the real truth is quite different. When you pick water instead of oil, you unfortunately sacrifice both crucial flavor and vital nutrition. Sardines are naturally brimming with healthy fats, especially the incredibly beneficial omega-3 fatty acids. These are the same fats that are celebrated for helping reduce inflammation throughout your body, diligently protecting your heart, keeping the fish deliciously moist, and significantly boosting your body's ability to utilize those invaluable omega-3s. On the other hand, water simply doesn't provide the same advantages for the fish. Sardines stored in water often end up tasting bland, dry, or can even develop an unpleasant metallic flavor over time. This is because water cannot effectively shield the natural oils within the fish from breaking down. As these essential oils oxidize, both the wonderful taste and the rich nutrition quickly fade away. Oil, in stark contrast, acts like a protective barrier, keeping sardines much fresher and considerably tastier for extended periods. In fact, many culinary enthusiasts and nutritionists will tell you that sardines preserved in olive oil actually improve in flavor the longer they sit on the shelf, becoming even more rich and delicious. While it's true that sardines in oil do contain more calories, these are precisely the right kind of calories, healthy fats that actively contribute to your body's well-being. It's a seemingly small decision that can make an enormous difference. If your goal is to enjoy sardines that taste truly great and deliver the absolute maximum nutrition for your health, bypass the water-packed tins and always reach for those packed in a high-quality oil. Here's a very common error almost everyone has likely made at some point: allowing an opened can of sardines to sit for too long. While unopened cans can astonishingly last for years in your pantry, the moment you break that seal and pop the lid, a strict nutritional clock begins to tick. As soon as sardines are exposed to air, their quality begins to deteriorate rapidly. The precious healthy oils within them start to oxidize, which not only alters their delicious flavor, but also actively breaks down the incredibly valuable omega-3 fats, often the very reason many of us choose to eat sardines in the first place for our heart and brain health. This means that the longer they sit exposed, the less vital nutrition you're truly gaining, and the more their taste will diminish. How long they remain good to eat largely depends on what they're packed in. Sardines in water tend to decline the fastest, usually becoming questionable within 24 hours. Those packed in oil might safely last 2 to 3 days when stored correctly in the refrigerator. If they're in tomato sauce, you might get a little extra time, stretching it to about 4 days. However, there's one golden rule you simply cannot ignore. After about a week, no matter what they were packed in, sardines are considered spoiled and, frankly, unsafe to eat. Another common slip-up is leaving them in the original open can. Once exposed, the metal of the can can react with the air and dramatically speed up spoilage, often imparting an unpleasant, nasty, metallic taste to your otherwise healthy fish. That's precisely why food safety experts strongly recommend transferring any leftover sardines into a clean glass or plastic airtight container immediately after opening. This simple step keeps air out, significantly slows down the loss of those critical nutrients, and actively preserves their natural, delicious flavor. If you're hoping to extend their life even further, you can freeze them, though be aware that freezing can change their texture, making them a bit softer upon thawing. The absolute best practice is straightforward. Only open the amount you realistically plan to eat within a couple of days, and always, without fail, transfer any leftovers into a proper container. It's a small, easy habit that guarantees your sardines remain safe, wonderfully fresh, and packed with all the potent nutrition they promise. Many of us mistakenly assume that canned food, including sardines, lasts indefinitely, but this is a dangerous misconception. While sardines can certainly remain good for several years if they are properly sealed and stored, environmental factors like excessive heat, direct sunlight, and moisture are their ultimate enemies. If you leave your sardine cans sitting on a sunny kitchen windowsill, near a hot stove, or in a damp pantry, you are unwittingly accelerating the breakdown of both the can itself and the valuable fish inside. Over time, the beneficial oils in the fish will oxidize, flavors will turn sour and less appealing, and those crucial nutrients you're counting on will begin to diminish. Even more concerning, a can that has been compromised or damaged might allow harmful bacteria to grow, which can make the sardines completely unsafe to eat. And here's a tidbit many folks don't realize: not all sardines maintain their quality equally well. Those packed in tomato sauce or other acidic liquids tend to break down more quickly than varieties packed simply in oil. This means if you buy different types, it's wise to practice a first-in, first-out rotation. Use up the acidic varieties first and save the oil-packed tins for longer-term storage. It's also critically important to inspect each can very closely before you even consider opening it. If you notice any bulges, rust spots, dents along the seams, or any signs of leakage, do not take any chances. It's simply best to discard it immediately. Think of it this way: sardines are one of the most budget-friendly, powerful superfoods you can bring into your home. Don't waste these precious nutritional gifts, and more importantly, do not risk your precious health due to simple, poor storage habits. With just a little mindful care, you can ensure that every single can remains fresh, completely safe, and ready to deliver all the remarkable nutrition it promises, keeping you vibrant and well. Certainly, one of the most appealing qualities of sardines is their sheer convenience. Simply open the tin, and they're instantly ready to enjoy. However, here lies a notable drawback. If you consistently only eat them plain, straight from the can, you're missing out on an enormous world of delightful flavor and exciting variety. This common habit is often why many people grow tired of sardines too quickly, potentially abandoning a truly amazing superfood. Sardines are, in fact, far more versatile than most realize. They should be thought of as a wonderful ingredient to enhance your meals, not merely a pre-packaged snack. For instance, you can gently mash them with a touch of yogurt, creamy avocado, or a drizzle of fine olive oil to create a protein-rich spread, perfect for whole grain bread or crackers. When served on toast, consider adding delicious toppings like briny capers, thinly sliced red onions, or juicy tomatoes for a Mediterranean-style bite that tastes absolutely gourmet but comes together in mere minutes. These little fish also truly shine in warm, cooked dishes. Stir them into your pasta sauce right at the very end of cooking to infuse your meal with extra flavor and those beneficial omega-3s. Alternatively, add them to a quick stir-fry just before serving, allowing them to remain intact while boosting the dish's protein content significantly. Even a simple homemade pizza can be elevated with sardines. Their savory, slightly salty taste pairs beautifully with olives, bell peppers, and fresh herbs. And for a powerhouse start to your day, try folding them into scrambled eggs or an omelette, ensuring you begin with a burst of essential nutrients. The incredible benefit here extends beyond just taste. It profoundly impacts nutrition, too. Pairing sardines with fresh vegetables, wholesome grains, or healthy fats actually helps your body absorb their crucial nutrients much more effectively. For example, enjoying them alongside vitamin C-rich foods like tomatoes or sweet peppers helps your body absorb more of their natural iron. So, while it's perfectly acceptable to enjoy them straight from the can now and then, please don't restrict yourself. With just a little dash of culinary creativity, sardines can easily become a beloved secret ingredient that makes countless everyday dishes more exciting, more flavorful, and significantly more nutritious for your ongoing health and vitality. A common misconception is that all sardines taste alike, that if you open one can, it will be identical to any other. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Just like fine wine, gourmet coffee, or artisan cheese, sardines display a wonderful diversity in flavor, texture, and overall quality. This rich variety depends greatly on where they originate, how they are packed, and even the specific time of year they are caught. Consider, for instance, the distinct waters they inhabit. Atlantic sardines can possess a noticeably different taste profile compared to those from the Mediterranean or the vast Pacific, simply because the water temperature, the fish's diet, and its natural environment all play a significant role. Sardines caught in colder waters, such as those from the Norwegian fjords, frequently offer a firmer texture and a remarkably clean flavor. Conversely, sardines from warmer regions can often be softer and present a richer taste. Even the season of harvest matters a great deal. Fish caught in the fresh spring months might taste lighter, while those caught later in the year tend to be fattier and brimming with deeper flavor. And the influences don't stop there. The liquid they are packed in can dramatically alter the taste. High-quality olive oil, savory tomato sauce, tangy mustard, or even plain water each coax out entirely different nuances. Spanish and Portuguese sardines, when packed in exceptional olive oil, for example, are renowned for developing profoundly deep and complex flavors as they age. Some dedicated producers even choose to gently smoke their sardines, imparting a delicious, savory richness, while others use aromatic spiced oils or flavorful sauces to deliver an extra zest. Therefore, if you happen not to enjoy one particular can of sardines, please don't abandon these healthy wonders entirely. It may simply have been that specific type or brand wasn't to your liking. Actively exploring different brands, various regions of origin, and diverse packing styles can utterly transform your entire sardine experience. Sardines are certainly not a one-size-fits-all food. Once you take the opportunity to experiment, you'll discover an astonishing world of diverse and delicious flavors just waiting for you inside those unassuming little tins, promising many more delightful culinary adventures. Sardines, for all their small size, are undeniably bold and flavorful fish. Their inherent richness, stemming from those beneficial oils and a distinctive savory taste, makes them incredibly potent ingredients. But this powerful nature also means they thrive when paired with the right partners on your plate. One of the biggest culinary blunders is combining sardines with flavors that clash rather than create a harmonious balance. Here's the clever secret to truly enjoying them. Sardines demand contrast. Their natural richness truly sings when complemented by bright, fresh, or tangy ingredients that gracefully cut through any lingering oiliness. Think of zesty lemon juice, a splash of vinegar, briny capers, sun-ripened tomatoes, or crisp pickled vegetables. These sharp, vibrant flavors don't mask the delicious sardine taste. Instead, they elevate it, making the entire dish feel much more balanced, lively, and exciting. Fresh herbs, such as parsley, fragrant dill, or vibrant cilantro, also contribute a delightful freshness that beautifully lightens the overall experience. So, what kinds of pairings should you generally steer clear of? Avoid heavy, overly creamy sauces, extremely buttery dishes, or excessively sweet combinations. Cream paired with already oily sardines often feels overwhelmingly rich, quickly tiring your palate. Similarly, sweet glazes or fruit-based toppings can frequently clash with the sardines' natural saltiness, creating an imbalance that many find unpleasant. Let's consider a practical example. Sardines on toast with a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of fresh herbs taste wonderfully light and satisfying. But imagine sardines absolutely smothered in a dense, heavy cheese sauce. The double richness makes them much harder to truly savor and enjoy. It's not about avoiding all experimentation, but understanding that balance is the absolute key. When you meticulously select the right complementary flavors, sardines transcend being just fish in a can and transform into a gourmet ingredient that feels remarkably fresh, incredibly vibrant, and truly unforgettable. This next mistake may genuinely surprise you. One of the worst things you can do with sardines is rinse them under running water before you eat them. Many individuals adopt this practice hoping to reduce the salt content, cut down on perceived fat, or lessen that distinct fishy taste. However, in reality, rinsing them simply washes away both valuable flavor and critical nutrients. When sardines are canned, the oil, sauce, or brine they are packed in is far more than just a filler. It's an integral part of the preservation process itself. Over many months of careful storage, a slow, beneficial exchange takes place. The fish and the surrounding liquid swap flavors, and crucially, key nutrients like vital omega-3s and fat-soluble vitamins, such as D and E, seep into that liquid. When you rinse them, you literally lose those invaluable nutrients, along with the depth of flavor that has been developing for months. With sardines packed in oil, rinsing creates yet another problem. Since oil and water do not mix, the fish often end up slippery, easily broken apart, and far less appetizing. The same undesirable outcome occurs with sardines packed in savory tomato or zesty mustard sauce. Rinsing strips away the rich tang and wonderful richness that expertly balance the fish's natural flavor profile. And regarding the salt content, yes, some sardines can indeed be salty, but rinsing doesn't genuinely fix this. The salt is absorbed deeply into the fish itself during the canning process, not just sitting loosely on the surface. A far better and more effective solution is to seek out low-sodium varieties or simply adjust the salt content in the other components of your meal. That way, you preserve all the wonderful flavor and maintain every bit of the intact nutrition Think of it this way: rinsing sardines is akin to unraveling months of careful flavor development and nutrient building in just a few fleeting seconds. Instead of washing away this goodness, learn to appreciate and embrace the rich oil, brine, or sauce. It is, after all, a fundamental part of what makes sardines so incredibly special and beneficial. One of the most frequent and perhaps misguided reasons people tend to avoid sardines is the mistaken belief that they are too fishy. Yet the fundamental truth is that sardines are fish. They are naturally meant to evoke the fresh, clean taste of the sea. The real issue often isn't the sardines themselves, but rather how they've been stored, how they're prepared, or how they're paired with other foods. Well-chosen and properly handled sardines should always taste clean, wonderfully savory, and possess a pleasant, slightly briny freshness, akin to a gentle ocean breeze. If your sardines consistently taste overly strong, harsh, or genuinely unpleasant, there's a good chance they weren't stored optimally. They might be past their prime date, or simply, they're not being combined with the most complementary ingredients. The real secret to truly appreciating sardines isn't to try and completely hide their flavor, but rather to brighten and enhance it, incorporating acidic ingredients such as a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a quick splash of vinegar, or a spoonful of a delicious tomato sauce effortlessly cuts through any perceived heaviness and makes the fish's natural flavor much livelier and more appealing. Fresh herbs like vibrant parsley, fragrant cilantro, or delicate dill also contribute a delightful freshness that elegantly balances the natural richness of the sardines. Furthermore, the quality of the sardines you purchase makes a monumental difference. Sardines that are carefully packed in premium olive oil or a rich tomato sauce very often taste significantly cleaner and far less overpowering than cheaper, poorly processed alternatives. And here's an interesting insight: your taste buds can actually adapt and adjust. If you don't frequently consume fish, sardines might indeed strike you as quite strong at first. However, with regular enjoyment, you will gradually begin to notice and appreciate their subtle sweetness, their intricate layers, and their remarkable depth of flavor. Instead of entirely dismissing sardines as merely too fishy, make a conscious effort to experiment with different pairings and preparations. Try integrating them into a crisp salad, generously squeeze some fresh citrus juice over them, or serve them alongside a medley of crunchy, crisp vegetables. You might be genuinely surprised at how quickly that initial fishy perception transforms into something you actively look forward to savoring and enjoying. Without a doubt, this is arguably the single most expensive mistake people consistently make with their sardines, foolishly draining out the precious oil and letting it disappear down the kitchen sink. That rich, golden liquid is far from waste. It's a hidden treasure, brimming with some of the best flavor and profound nutrition. Here's precisely why. When sardines are carefully packed in oil, a slow, natural exchange gently takes place over time. The fish gradually release some of their inherent, flavorful juices into the surrounding oil, while concurrently, the oil delicately permeates back into the fish itself. Over weeks and months of storage, that humble oil transforms, becoming incredibly rich with concentrated omega-3 fatty acids, vital fat-soluble vitamins like D and E, and an intensely deep, savory flavor. In essence, it becomes liquid nutrition, a true liquid gold for your well-being. Throwing this remarkable oil away doesn't merely mean losing healthy calories. You are actively discarding a significant portion of valuable nutrients that are crucial for diligently protecting your heart, nurturing your brain, and supporting a robust immune system. From a culinary perspective, you're also throwing away a completely free, potent flavor enhancer that many professional chefs would be delighted to have readily available. So, what fantastic uses can you discover for this exceptional oil? Plenty. Consider drizzling the sardine oil over your fresh salads as a much healthier, more flavorful alternative to bottled dressings. You can use it as a base to gently sauté onions and garlic before cooking pasta or preparing rice dishes, imbuing them with extra depth. Stir a spoonful into your homemade soups or stews to beautifully enrich the broth and add a subtle complexity. You can even enjoy the simple pleasure of dipping fresh, crusty bread into it, perhaps with a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of your favorite herbs for a truly quick and delightful snack. And here's an added bonus. The oil's flavor often deepens slightly, and becomes even more nuanced after the can has been opened. If stored properly in the refrigerator for a few days, it can contribute even more sophisticated complexity to your subsequent meals. Sardine oil is simply too precious, too beneficial, and too flavorful to waste. Treat it with the respect it deserves, like the incredible secret ingredient it genuinely is for your health. While sardines truly rank among the healthiest foods you can possibly eat, offering powerful benefits for most people, it's also important to acknowledge that, like any potent food, they might not be the right choice for absolutely everyone. A few specific groups of individuals should exercise extra caution and be mindful about how often they incorporate sardines into their diet. For example, individuals who contend with high blood pressure or have a known salt sensitivity should be particularly attentive. Most canned sardines are packed in brine, oil, or sauce that can contain a noticeable amount of sodium. Too much salt is a well-known factor in elevating blood pressure, so seeking out lower sodium varieties is always the more prudent option. Also, those who suffer from gout or have elevated uric acid levels should be careful. Sardines are naturally rich in purines, which the body metabolizes into uric acid. For sensitive individuals, consuming purine-rich foods can potentially trigger uncomfortable gout flare-ups, so moderation becomes absolutely key. Similarly, anyone prone to developing kidney stones, especially uric acid stones, should proceed with caution, as purines may increase this risk. In these cases, it's always best and safest to consult with your doctor before making sardines a regular part of your diet. Lastly, for pregnant women, the good news is that sardines are exceptionally low in mercury, which makes them a far safer choice compared to larger fish like tuna or swordfish. However, because they are often canned in oil or brine, it's wise to keep an eye on sodium and calorie intake if you're planning to consume them frequently. For the vast majority of healthy adults, sardines are a truly fantastic food, perfectly safe to enjoy regularly and often. Yet, if you find yourself falling into one of these specific health categories, embracing moderation and, when in doubt, seeking medical advice remains the safest and wisest approach to safeguard your health. In wrapping up our journey through the world of sardines, it becomes wonderfully clear that these often overlooked little fish are truly one of nature's most underrated superfoods. However, they only unlock their full, incredible potential if we learn to treat them with the respect and care they deserve. We've seen how what might seem like small, insignificant mistakes can easily transform a potentially vibrant, nutritious meal into something bland and wasted, costing us a powerful boost to our well-being. Don't ever let these simple oversights prevent you from wholeheartedly embracing everything that sardines generously offer. Packed full of easily digestible protein, essential omega-3s, bone-strengthening calcium, and a wealth of crucial vitamins, they actively support your precious heart, invigorate your brain, and fortify your bones, all while being one of the most remarkably budget-friendly and accessible foods you can find. Now, armed with this essential knowledge, you know exactly how to unlock their full, amazing potential and confidently steer clear of the common traps that unfortunately trip up most people. Embrace these humble yet mighty fish and truly transform your approach to healthy eating.